Today's Sunny 95. Sunny 95.
Welcome to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the show that brings you man-on-the-street interviews, celebrity guests, groundbreaking research, and heartwarming stories about the reasons we smile. Our show is also known as everything you've always wanted to know about dentistry, but were too numb to ask. Hello, I'm General Dentist Dr. Kvitko, and thank you for joining me today.
The following views and opinions do not necessarily reflect those of this station, its staff, management, or parent company. To hear a replay of this show or one of the great shows that previously aired, log on to thereasonswesmile.com or iTunes, keyword Dr. Kvitko or The Reasons We Smile. Listeners should not use Dr. Kvitko's comments and advice in place of an actual dental exam.
Brighten your life with a smile that shows the professional touch of Dr. Kvitko.
Time now for The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Call 459-9769 to discuss your dental issues. Now, here's your host, Dr. Kvitko.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Reasons We Smile. I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is episode number 542. I think we have a great show for you today. Today I'm welcoming in the studio past Clintonville Rotary / Dr. Brian H. and Mrs. Carrie L. Kvitko College Scholarship winner, Isla Boley, to the studio. She's a dynamic young lady. I'm going to introduce her in just a moment, but before we do, let me remind you, if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Dr. Kvitko. If you'll please go to my office Facebook page and like us, that would be awesome. All past episodes, complete with video, are available at thereasonswesmile.com. Also, if you're a dentist with at least 3 years of experience, I'm looking for an associate, so please call me or send me an email. We're also looking for an EFTA, and those of you that are EFTAs know what I'm talking about, and those of you that don't. It stands for Expanded Functions Dental Auxiliary, 614-262-9588, or bkvitko@aol.com. Okay, and in about 10 minutes, we're going to give away free flowers from DeSantis Florist, so you'll have a chance to call in and win them. If all you have to do is listen a little bit, and you'll know the answer when the time comes. That's in about 10 minutes. Okay, so, like I mentioned, we have Isla Boley. She won the first Rotary Scholarship. It's a scholarship that my wife and I now co-sponsor. And so I've asked her back. We just had the awarding of the third annual scholarship last Wednesday, I think it was. And so I wanted to find out what Isla is up to, and let me just tell you a little bit about her. She goes to Miami University of Ohio in Oxford and is majoring in environmental earth science with a minor in general business. Throughout her first 2 years at Miami, she was a member of the Miami University Club softball team, as well as an active member in the Gamma Phi Beta sorority on campus, which delves into philanthropy based on building strong girls. Okay, so you want to build strong women that can go out and change the world, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's kind of neat. She wants to go to law school after undergrad and would like to specialize in environmental law. Throughout the past 3 summers, she's been a camp counselor for Franklin County Metro Parks, as well as many shadowing opportunities that are focused in the environmental field in the greater Columbus area. So, Isla, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for getting up and being on the show with us. We really appreciate it. So, I happen to notice that Miami University is 501 East High Street, and I think that's funny because High Street is a big part of Clintonville, right?
Yes.
Different road, but I thought that was fun. And then also, you have brothers, right?
I have one sister.
Just one sister, no brothers? Do you feel like you've missed out on something?
Yes and no.
Yes and no? Because brothers can be mean?
Sisters can be mean.
Oh, sisters can be mean too sometimes. And your younger sister plays softball too, right?
Yes.
Well, that's kind of neat. So it's a family tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now, you had to write an essay to win this scholarship. And what did you think about having to write that? Was it daunting? Was it easy? What would you say?
I wouldn't say it was daunting. It was definitely hard because I think the prompt for the essay was different than most essays that I would write for school. But I enjoyed writing, and I think I learned a lot about myself. And I learned a lot more about the Clintonville area since I grew up there. And I actually liked writing the essay.
Okay. And it dealt with what Rotary calls the 4-way test.
Yes.
And it is the 4 principles of truth, fairness, building goodwill, and better friendships. And so when you were writing this, you were being asked, how do you manifest that in your life? And that's what you're talking about? It's like, oh, I already do that.
Yeah, it was really interesting to incorporate and talk about my support system that I've had throughout high school and now that I have through college with like teachers, coaches, family, and friends.
Okay. Well, that's really neat. Now, I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you in a minute my answer, but I want to ask you, what was the first thing you learned in college? And I don't necessarily mean, 2 times 2 is 4. I mean, like a life lesson, or unless it was 2 times 2 is 4.
I think the first thing that I learned in college was definitely the emphasis of time management.
Okay.
Because in high school, you have allocated time for classes, allocated time to do homework, and then also, like, I think sports helped. But then in college, it's just, I feel like there's not enough hours in the day to just get everything done.
Okay. The first thing I learned in college was how much I didn't know. Did that ever come to mind?
Yeah, it was definitely different. It was pretty daunting.
Okay. Yeah, because in 2 weeks they covered everything I'd learned about chemistry. In 2 weeks. And everything after that was brand new. Did you have any similar experiences?
Yeah, I actually just took Spanish this year, and I
Right.
took 4 years in high school, and I started out in the first level in college, and I
Uh-huh.
realized probably in the second week I was lost already.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So now, what's been the most challenging aspect of your college career so far?
The most challenging aspect of my college career so far, I'd say definitely time management,
Okay.
as well, just like personal emphasis on like getting things done and like not and having self-motivation. Whereas in high school, I had parents telling me, you need to do this.
Exactly. Parents and then also the teachers are always helping you in high school, but in college, those college professors, they show up and they do their job and they leave. And if you don't show up, they don't care. If you don't do well on the quizzes, they don't care. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you learn that, you're much better off. So now, why did you pick the major that you picked? And I noticed that it was environmental science, earth science, as opposed to Mars science, I guess, probably.
I picked environmental science. Well, in high school, I took AP environmental science, and I really liked that class. And then also, my softball coach was the deputy director for Metro Parks,
Oh.
and he would talk to me on like multiple occasions about what he did, and I thought it was really interesting. And then I got a job with Franklin County Metro Parks, and I enjoy the outdoors. I always have, and I also enjoy the law side of things and working for the public sector. So that's why I'd like to go into environmental law.
So it used to be Alan McKnight was the director. Who's the deputy director?
His name's Larry Peck.
Is he still deputy director, or did he move up when Alan McKnight retired?
He's still deputy director for
Okay.
Metro Parks. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a really neat resource for you. And so tell me a little bit about environmental science. What is it that you're going to learn, what we're doing to the planet and how we can undo the damage or do things differently in the future?
Yeah, there's definitely an emphasis on sustainability. So far, my environmental science classes have been very science-based. I've taken hydrogeology, which is basically just the physics and calculus of water flow.
Right.
But then I've also taken classes such as environmental law or sustainable perspectives in business. So I think it's definitely a copious amounts of like different topics in the environmental field. So I would like to learn more about sustainability, and then in law school learn how to put that to use.
Okay. So yeah, you do want to go to law school. So I was going to say, do you see yourself working for a company where you are in charge of that company's environmental consciousness, the environmental program, to make sure that they are not, messing things up?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I think one of my dream jobs would maybe be a sustainability officer or sustainability director for a large corporation or company. Also, I would really like to work for a development company. I actually shadowed somebody who works for Wagenbrenner, which is a
Okay.
development company in Columbus.
Real estate developer?
Basically, they actually convert brownfields in the greater Columbus area to infrastructure such as apartment complexes, and they also do it sustainably, so I think it's really interesting.
Okay. Okay. Now, I'm just curious. What does your dad do?
My dad works for American Electric Power, so he actually majored in environmental science as well.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
So you're following in Dad's footsteps.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, he's more on the construction side of things. And
Okay.
So I don't find that super interesting. But
And what does your mom do?
my mom is a human resources director for the city of Columbus.
Okay.
So
Wow.
one of them.
Wow. Okay. So she probably had something to do with hiring Larry.
She works mostly for like just the city of Columbus, like under the mayor. So I think Franklin County Metro Parks is like a different.
Oh, it's a different department. That's
Yeah.
a county office. I see.
Mhm.
Now tell people where you went to high school.
I went to Whetstone High School.
Whetstone High School, which is right there by 315 and Henderson.
Yeah, along the old tangent.
Yeah, if for those of you that have driven by it, didn't know what it was. So you're Whetstone Brave.
Yeah.
And did you grow up knowing that going to college was something that you were just going to do? It sounds like maybe you did because of what your parents do. Or was it something that you thought about and thought, well, I may go to college, I may not?
I always knew I wanted to go to college. I really enjoy school. I don't think I ever want to quit going to school. But I knew I was going to go to college just because my parents did and my grandparents did. So.
Cool. So how are you paying for college? You have the scholarship that you got from Rotary, but obviously that wasn't enough to pay for everything. Is it work study? Is it grants? Is it scholarships? Is it just mom and dad? Or is it work jobs that you've had?
Yeah, so I got a few other scholarships, and I also apply to more every year. And then also my parents do contribute some amount, but then also I'll take out loans. And I also do have a work study job.
What's the job?
It's in the IT department. So
Doing what?
basically just fixing computers, setting them up in different offices. I'm not that tech savvy, but I just kind of go along the lines of like what to do on paper. So.
Okay, so you go to somebody's office where their computer's acting up and you can figure out how to set it straight?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. You don't mean taking it apart, opening up the
No.
canister and fixing things inside, right?
No, I haven't done that yet.
Okay. So when I was in college, I had kind of an IT job. I had a job that I did the video recording. There was this lab. There were like 2 lecture rooms, and there was a studio in between. So I would control cameras in this lecture room over here and this lecture room over here. So I had 3 or 4 remote-controlled cameras, and
Okay.
they would give lectures, and there was a camera that faced the chalkboard. There was one that faced their desk if they were writing. There was one that faced the audience and one that faced the professor.
Oh, wow.
So I would kind of put together little TV shows so that people that couldn't attend class, they would sell these videos to local businesses for their employees to take these courses, but not sitting at college, but watching the videos.
Oh, wow,
So
that's cool.
It was kind of fun. All right. Okay. Now, as I mentioned early in the show, we are going to do Dr. Kvitko's question of the day. We always do one, and you're going to have a chance to win free flowers from DeSantis Florist. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do that right now. But before we do, we need you to listen to this.
This station will not be held liable for any contesting during The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko. Participation in the contest allows Dr. Kvitko to record and broadcast your name and call. 1 winner per household. Prizes are non-transferable, cannot be substituted, and are subject to taxes and fees. This station cannot be responsible for the inability to enter the contest, whether due to equipment malfunction or telephone difficulties. All decisions of Dr. Kvitko concerning this contest or eligibility are final.
And now it's time for Dr. Kvitko's question of the day.
All right, and the question is, today we are speaking with Isla Boley, a young lady from Clintonville who now attends Miami University. Which of the following is true about Isla? With her winning essay 2 years ago, she won the Clintonville Rotary Scholarship. B, me, Dr. Kvitko, and my wife, Carrie, are co-sponsors of the scholarship along with Rotary. C, she is majoring in environmental science with a minor in business at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. Or D, all of the above. All right, the winner's going to receive free flowers from DeSantis Florist. They'll be delivered to your place of business this Tuesday afternoon. The number to call, 614-459-9769. That's 614-459-9769. So go ahead and call now.
You won't believe it though. I wanna hear your mind, and there's nothing else in the world tonight. She said, people don't take the time. Hey, people don't take the time.
Hi, I'm Keith Carlos, winner of America's Next Top Model and star of Chocolate City 2. Look for my smile on the big screen this summer, courtesy of Dr. Kvitko. Stay tuned to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, the world's most interesting dentist.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kvitko, general dentist and host of the Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. Did you know that you no longer need to visit several different dental professionals to get more complete dental care? We handle everything from cleanings and orthodontics to restoration, implants, and smile makeovers, all in my office. And now we have 2 locations. Get the most advanced technology and procedures available today. It's more complete dentistry.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kvitko.
Dr. Kvitko!
Hi, this is Richard Simmons. Dr. Kvitko's here, and he's going to help you with all of your problems. Are your teeth yellow? He can fix that. Are you missing a tooth? He can put a new one in. How is that?
That's very good. Thank you, Richard. All right, we're back. We're doing Dr. Kvitko's question of the day. We have 4 callers on the line. Let me ask my guest, Isla, can you pick a number between 1 and 4?
Yeah. Do I say it?
Yep.
2.
Okay. 2, that would be DJ. Hey, DJ, how are you? Are you there, DJ? Okay, if we can't hear the guest, we'll have to go by what my producer has said, that he's talked to them and DJ has given the correct answer. So Linda, Erica, Sarah, please call in next week and try to win the flowers from DeSantis. And DJ, please stay on the line because my producer will be right back so he can get the address and your phone number, okay? All right, so we have a new board here in the studio, and there's a lot more buttons, and the buttons have been moved, and so can't get them live on the phone, but DJ's real. All right, so if you're just joining us, I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is episode number 542 of The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, and in the studio with me is Isla Boley. She's a young lady that goes to Miami University. She was the first winner of the Rotary College Scholarship, and now my wife and I are co-sponsoring that, so I don't know if you know this, but we were able to up the amount people win since my wife and I came on board. So I won't tell you how much, but anyway. And we're real proud of that. My parents always made education a priority, and part of that was my dad was very upset about the fact that, see, he didn't have the chance to go to college. He was orphaned by the time he was 7. And when his older sister, who was about 6 years older, turned 18 and aged out of the orphanage, they basically kick you out. But it took her about a year or so to get situated, get a job, find a place to live. And then she came and she got her younger sister and younger brother, and they set up a life together. And so when he asked for his junior year in high school, she told him he had to quit school to help support the 3 of them. So, you know, he never really had that opportunity. And I think a lot of people don't. I was watching the graduation ceremonies channel, or rather NBC. They do this montage of the different graduation ceremonies all around the country. And one of them was Oprah. And Oprah's, one of the words she said something about, those of you that are here that just received your degree, you know, you have to understand how lucky you are. There are several people that don't get to be here. And my dad would have been one of them. So it is a privilege, whether you thought of it like that or not. But and I'm sure, being the awesome young lady that you are, that you do understand that it's a privilege. Yeah. So I wanted to find out, so why did you pick your major, and what are your future aspirations? I mean, I know environmental science, I mean, you care about the earth, and you're going to be a lawyer, so basically you're going to sue people who mistreat the earth. Is that the plan? Or
not
companies?
Necessarily.
No? How would that work?
Well, why I picked my major and why I do want to be an environmental attorney is because I would like to work for the public sector, like both my parents do, my grandparents do as well. And I am very environmentally conscious, I guess.
Okay.
But I also think there's a huge emphasis on sustainability, and in the future, I think it's going to be a growing field, and I think we do need to act.
It seems like there's a lot of talk about going to Mars and seeing if we can populate the planet, and it seems like that's just so daunting. It's maybe never going to happen. We ought to just refocus and just take care of the Earth. What would you say?
I would agree with that.
Yeah, let's not worry about what's going to happen if we mess up the Earth and can't live here anymore. Let's just figure out a way to not ruin the planet.
Right.
Okay, I agree with that. I know my wife does too. So who are a few of the influential people that helped you along the way in regard to your education?
Well, I would definitely start with my parents. My parents have always pushed me to go above and beyond the expectations that I set for myself. I also had great teachers growing up throughout elementary school to high school. And then I've also had coaches. And I'd also say other extended family and friends have really helped along the way as well.
So whenever you were down about how much work you were having to do, how hard it was to study, you could call somebody, or they were just there?
Yeah.
Okay. So now what are you involved in on campus at Miami University?
Well, I'm a part of the Gamma Phi Beta sorority, and so we do a lot of activities with a philanthropic mission for building strong girls. So we'll go to Cincinnati for Girls on the Run races.
Okay.
And we'll cheer them on, and then we also will do fundraisers throughout the year, and then we will donate all of the proceeds to the Girls on the Run Foundation.
Tell me
Then-
about Girls on the Run. What do they do?
Okay, so it starts out, they're elementary school-aged girls, and basically we're just working to build like mental and physical strength, because we think that's like something that's very important in life, and we think the emphasis of teaching girls that like you can be extremely successful at a young age
Okay.
is really important.
Okay. And, okay, now, I want to go back to the question. One of the questions that I wrote, I just have to find it. Okay. So now that you have 2 years of college under your belt, what advice would you have for those who will be high school seniors in the fall?
Don't rush it. It goes by so fast.
Well, how do you rush it? What do you mean by don't rush it? Don't, well, I guess I don't understand.
Just like take day by day, and I guess appreciate that you're there, because it is, like you said, it's very important to get an education, but it's also not many people do have the opportunity to.
Yeah, so don't wish for the end. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy
Yes,
the
yeah.
journey.
Mhm.
Okay. Thought that's what you meant, but I wasn't sure. So now, knowing what you know now, if you could go back to high school for a year or two, what would you do anything different in high school?
I don't think so. I think maybe get even more involved with volunteering in the community, and also maybe applying for more scholarships. But yeah,
So what is the price tag for Miami U? What is it costing you to go each year?
I think it's around $25,000 a year, and that's
Wow.
with room and board afterwards. So
Okay, and you live on campus?
okay,
Okay. Yeah, and it's only, what, 2 hours and 15 minutes?
yeah,
Away?
usually like 2.5 hours.
So
or
you can come home if you need to?
Yeah, I don't usually come home too often.
Are you still keeping up on your dental appointments?
Yes.
You are?
Mhm.
Okay, because what I found is people do that, folks do that for like their freshman and sophomore year,
Mhm.
and somewhere between sophomore and junior, you get busy or whatever happens, and mom keeps reminding you that you need to go, but you tend to be too busy or don't go, and then people fall away from going to the dentist on a regular basis, and sometime 2 or 3 years after college, they show back up, and this, unfortunately, with a bunch of cavities. So don't let that happen to you, okay?
I won't.
And by the way, you're still covered under your parents' insurance in Ohio until you're 28. That's 2 years longer than federal.
Yeah, I actually just learned that a few
You did?
months ago. Yeah.
Okay, good. So you already knew that one. And that way, because people say, well, I don't have insurance, I can't go. But if you're not working at a job that offers insurance and your parents have insurance, you're covered till 28. So there's no excuse, right?
Right. No excuse.
Okay. All right. Now, how do you spend your time during breaks in between semesters? You know what? Maybe we should do that after we come back from the break. Yeah, when we come back from the break, we're going to find out what you do during between semesters and during breaks. Where you're listening to The Reasons We Smile with Dr. Kvitko, episode number 542, and we'll be right back.
You can't take me as I am, not just a little bit. I don't know who to be. I'm a paper cup, baby, of the sea. I know you see it too, 'cause you're too much for me.
This is Clark Kellogg. Stay tuned for more of Dr. Kvitko.
Estás escuchando con Dr. Kvitko aquí en su estación favorita.
Hi, I'm Dominique Reichert. Like what you hear? Why not use the show to promote your product or service by becoming a sponsor? Call 614-262-9588 to learn how. That's 614-262-9588. Call now.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kvitko, general dentist and host of the Reasons We Smile radio and roadshow. I've been honored to help several famous people get a perfect smile, like Keith Carlos and Dominique Reigard from America's Next Top Model, and Ted the Golden Voice Williams from right here in Columbus. Isn't it time you had a celebrity smile? It costs less than you might think, and most of the time, it can be done in one visit. A new smile can make a world of difference.
Visit worldsmostinterestingdentist.com for more info about Dr. Kvitko.
I'm Grandpa, and I go to Dr. Kvitko, and I still have all my teeth. Real ones. Where's my glasses?
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Kvitko. This is The Reasons We Smile. It's episode number 542. We've been speaking with Isla Boley. She is a college sophomore, going to be a college junior in the fall. She is from Clintonville, went to Whetstone High School, and she was the first winner of the Clintonville Rotary College Scholarship, which my wife and I now co-sponsor. And so I find her very interesting, and I'm happy that you're able to come in and kind of give us an update on how things are going.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So so now the scholarship, you said you're applied, and I guess I never thought about this, but besides going to college, and like you said, you continue to apply for scholarships, is that like a full-time job almost? You have to...
It's not a full-time job, no, but there's definitely different websites online, and they have basically a database of scholarships.
Okay.
So I'll just go ahead and look and see if
you
maybe
might...
any I could apply to, and then I just go ahead and do that.
A lot of them are very specific. You have to be a high school softball player, for example, or you have to be somebody that wanted to major in chemistry or something. One of the things I liked about Rotary was there was no prerequisite for GPA, even where you went to college, and we were just looking for people that, had a good head on their shoulders, had a bright future. And did you find that to be the case? It was one of the ones that was less restrictive?
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty general scholarship, which I enjoyed because many scholarships are definitely very specific. So.
Yeah, and they mean well when they set them up. It could be a former
right.
softball player who wants to help other softball players. But we thought, let's not make, there's so much you guys have to do. Let's not make it any harder than it had to be. The essay was probably enough. So, okay, now... this Girls on the Run is what your sorority chose to support. When people hear you're in a sorority, though, and we know that what you guys are doing is awesome and it's based on philanthropy, do you get any pushback from people because of everything that we're hearing about hazing and that sort of thing?
Definitely,
you
yeah,
do?
Especially at Miami University. There's definitely a lot of pushback just because of like the fraternities and the hazing that's going on around the country, actually.
Yeah.
So.
Is there any hazing going on at Miami University of Ohio, or if it is, you haven't seen it?
Not that I know of. They're pretty strict, and they crack down when they hear about something.
Okay. Well, that's really good to know. Okay, I'm getting the 3-minute sign, so we have to make sure that that we get everything in before the show is over.
Okay.
So, tell me, I guess, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, we know you already have graduated college, but law school is 4 years after that, so I guess I need to say 10 years because you'll be 2 years in undergrad, 4 years of law school, and then 2 years afterwards is you think you'll be working for in government, helping cities protect the environment? Okay.
So hopefully in 10 years, I'm not sure where I'll be, whether I'll be in Columbus or even in Ohio, but I would hope to have my law degree and be practicing law, hopefully for a corporation that focusing on sustainability. So that's where I hope to see myself in 10 years, but we'll see.
So we hope you come back to Columbus because we hate the brain drain. We hear about that all the time where young folks go and get their degree, and then they go off to work in New York or Chicago or something, and so the educated workforce has moved away.
I definitely want to move to a big city, but I think in the long run I'll probably end up back in Columbus.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for being my guest, and
Thank you.
Good luck in the future, and I hope to kind of stay in touch a little bit, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. So don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Dr. Kvitko and visit my office Facebook page and like us. It's Dr. Kvitko and Associates. Remember that all past episodes, complete with video, are available at thereasonswesmile.com. If you're a dentist with 3 years experience or more, give my office a call, 614-262-9588. Be sure to tune in next week and every week right here on your favorite station. Goodbye.
This is Carly Red from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, the hit show on VH1, urging you to tune in next week with my dentist, Dr. Kvitko.
If you're interested in learning more about this and other dental health topics, go to thereasonswesmile.com to access full episodes of Dr. Kvitko's show.
If you'd like Dr. Kvitko, the world's most interesting dentist, to speak at your next event, please call 614-262-9588. That's 614-262-9588, or send an email to speaking@thereasonswesmile.com.